This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's tax season, and we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Now through April 14th at Sephora, everything you love is on sale.
I don't gotta choose, I'll take this and that.
That's right, everything. Save on your beauty faves at Sephora, now through April 14th.
I'll take this and that.
Find brands like Rare Beauty, Youth to the People, Day, Glossier, and more on sale. Shop at Sephora and Sephora at Kohl's today. Limitations apply. Must be a beauty insider. See terms at Sephora.com for complete details.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bois, King of the Hill
Bois.
podcast. And I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
He is Rusty. Welcome to a Friday. That Ain't Right Friday. And like I said on Monday, we have a couple of Bobby-centric episodes that we're talking about from season 7. And so what we did in the middle is I found a list on Yahoo under Wealth of Geeks.
Wealth of Geeks, okay.
It was published back on March 8th.
Wealthy Geeks or Wealth of?
Wealth of Geeks. Yeah, which
okay.
I think that's just information is what that is.
Yeah.
And this was done back on March 8th. It's called That Boy Ain't Right, the best Bobby Hill episodes of all time.
Ain't right.
Now, I will tell you that I think... I'm going to look through here real quick. There's 22 episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
And all but 3. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. All but 4 we've already covered. So the last 4 on this list we have not covered yet, but we'll talk about them real quick and give our recollections to the best of our ability. So, there we go. All right.
Yeah, Artie was asking if we're doing episode 16 after this recording in the on YouTube. Yes.
We are. Yeah, we are definitely. Okay, so That Boy Ain't Right, the best Bobby Hill episodes of all time. Again, this is
That Boy Ain't Right.
This is from Wealth of Geeks editorial staff at yahoo.com, published March 8th, 2025. The boy ain't right, but that's why we love Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill became a fan favorite character for Fox's long-running King of the Hill, and for good reason. Viewers can't get enough of Bobby, whether bumbling through sports, putting on a comedy routine, or experiencing teenage love. Okay. So grab a fruit pie, Bobby's favorite, and enjoy the best of Bobby Hill episodes.
The best of Bobby Hill.
So here we go.
He is a pretty important character.
He is a very, very important character, and as we're going to see in the new one, he is even more important than we thought. Number 1, Plastic White Female, Season 1, Episode 12. First co-ed boy-girl party can intimidate any tween. Bobby finds a unique solution by preparing and courting, and even kissing, Luann's beauty school mannequin head. The head may not have survived this episode, but its brave sacrifice brought the first spark of romance between Bobby and Connie.
Yeah.
This is a good episode. It's just weird enough to kind of give you an idea of what this show is to become, this one's definitely not really about family and stuff. It's about Bobby being a little weird.
Just Bobby kissing mannequins,
Yeah, just regular stuff.
Just licking mannequins in the mouth.
It's
kind of grody.
Number 2, How to Fire a Rifle Without Really Trying, Season 2, Episode 1. Hank's ecstatic to discover Bobby's prodigy-level rifle skills, but the excitement wears off when Hank uncovers his own traumatic history with father-son shooting. Eventually, Hank works through his issue to make him and Bobby a force to be reckoned with. This is the one where Hank just really starts shaking whenever he tries to shoot.
Yeah,
right?
it really shows that how much anxiety he has surrounding his dad.
Yeah, always trying to prove stuff to his dad and doesn't want to make his son feel that way, which I think is kind of the morality clause on this one at the end. Number 3, What Makes Bobby Run, Season 5, Episode 7. This is the one where he dresses up like the Longhorn mascot.
Yeah.
While he may not have his dad's football skills, Bobby-centered King of the Hill episode is still one for the highlight reel. Bobby finds his talent on the field as a school mascot and, in an effort to make his dad proud, executes a covert prank to kidnap a rival school's mascot. That's actually it's a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it's not a bad episode. It's been a while.
It's not a bad episode, and it's a very good Bobby episode, right?
Yeah.
Bobby learns a lesson, all that stuff, but he does get to show off some of his skills.
What was it, Armadillo?
Yes, it was Armadillo.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, Life in the Fast Lane, Bobby's saga. This may be one of my favorites. Hank's attempt at teaching Bobby the value of $1 ends in him sprinting across a live NASCAR track to kick Bobby's bosses behind. Bobby learns how to do an honest day's work, but also gets a taste of what it's like to have a lousy boss. This is season 2, episode 21. This is one of the
You work now.
Yeah, if not this is one of the, if not the first time we see Hank actually kick somebody's ass.
Yeah, I think it's the one and only time that Hank actually hit somebody.
I mean, he kicks Wichard's ass. I mean,
all down the lane there.
It is not good for Bobby Wichard. All right, number 5, and they call it Bobby Love, season 3, episode 2. Romance at a young age can bring so much fear and confusion. Bobby makes his acquaintance of an 8th grade girl who quickly becomes his first crush. His dizzying highs crash down when his immaturity and jealousy lead to a broken heart. This one's pretty good. This is the one where they kiss on the couch, right?
Yeah, outside. They sit on that couch that his dad and them had pulled out there.
They're all trying to pimp out the couch.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good episode. I don't like the fact that Bobby gets crushed so hard, but it's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's a good episode.
Number 6, The Wedding of Bobby Hill, season 3, episode 14. Sometimes family members need a shock to the system to get along with each other. A prank war between Bobby and Luann culminates in a faux marriage between the two. The adults convince Bobby that he got Luann pregnant and needs to make things right by marrying her.
Kind of sick if you think about it.
It is kind of sick, and it's a little rough on a kid. I mean, because this is a 12-year-old you're talking about here. He may have taken that to heart a little bit. That's a little rough. Number 7, Love Hurts and So Does Art, season 3, episode 18. A lot of season 3 stuff here. As the middle school dance approaches, Bobby still
good episodes. That's why. That's why there's some good episodes down there.
Bobby still hasn't recovered from the heartbreak he received from his previous crush, Marie. Afraid that a real kiss with Connie will ruin their relationship, he retreats to the comfort of gout-inducing mall deli food. But in the end, he plays through the pain and takes Connie to the dance in one of the most heartwarming endings of the series. I love this because all he does is go eat like Jewish deli food, like a lot of creamed meats and stuff, just a lot of liver and things. That's
raw, awful. Yeah.
It's pretty bad stuff he's eating. Number 8, Revenge of the Lutefisk.
Another raw, awful eating experience episodes. Funny that some of these episodes include a lot of Bobby's eating habits.
Season 3, episode 21. This Bobby King of the Hill episode does its best job of showing the intense love between Bobby and his grandfather, Cotton Hill. When Bobby accidentally burns down the local church, leaving Cotton to take the fall, he has to tell the truth to save his grandpa. This is the one with the big fart, right?
No, it's the one where they burn down the
original Lutefisk is the one with the big fart.
Yeah, this is where they burn the church down.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot about this one for some reason.
No, this is the one where Cotton goes in there and takes a big dump.
Okay, this is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one where it stinks so bad.
Bobby
he ends up burning it down.
Lit the place on fire.
Yeah. Okay. I did remember it right. All right, number 9.
Bobby lit it on fire, but he takes the fall for it, but he says it's the man with the terrible smell.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. The man with the terrible smell. Number 9, Meet the Propaniacs. Great episode. Most Hank and Bobby King of the Hill episodes feature Bobby learning to appreciate one of Hank's interests, but this one has both Hill men exchange their passions. The two form a company comedy troupe for Strickland Propane doing propane-related humor. Bobby learns a lot about propane while Hank gains a deeper appreciation for comedy. This one I like because this is one where Hank genuinely laughs at something Bobby does.
Yeah.
He actually comes around and goes, "Oh, my kid might be funny." I mean,
it's because he made it relatable. He found something that was really relatable to Hank with the.
It's really well done. Number 10, the buck stops here. Season 5, episode 2. Hank may consider Buck Strickland a hero, but in this episode, he realizes that he needs to stay as far away from Bobby as possible. Buck takes Bobby under his wing at the golf club, sending Bobby down a dark path that ends in almost getting mugged outside an illegal casino in Arkansas. This one is funny because of the there's always the reference to what's the name of his ex-wife? Miss he calls her like Miss Jean or Miss something. But we get to see Buck's scar on his chest,
his open heart surgery scars,
his many open heart surgeries. We get to see how Bobby can quickly turn into an asshole if given the chance. I mean, he really can.
Ms. Liz,
there it is. All right, number 11, Kidney Boy and Hamster Girl, a love story. This is season 5, episode 20. The boy ain't right, but he sure has charisma. With a couple of clever lies about failing kidneys and hamster tails, Bobby becomes the hero of Arlen High School's senior class. This one shows how fast things can snowball on somebody once they start lying and how hard it is to keep up with those kind of things. Bobby learns a lot of lessons throughout the entire series. He learns a lot of lessons.
Don't eat bad food.
And often he learns it in the hardest way possible. You know, I mean, he's taught a lot of lessons. Connie is very good for him. And in this episode, you kind of see that. Number 12, Bobby Goes Nuts, season 6, episode 1. Say it with us. That's my purse. I don't know you. Yeah. Bobby learns to defend himself thanks to a woman's self-defense class, but soon he goes mad with power and releases his wrath onto his father with hilarious consequences. Yeah, he's just kicking everybody in the nuts.
Everybody. Just a big nut kicker.
But to be honest with you, I mean, if you're going to fight dirty, you know? I mean, he does it.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's the way I would fight. All right, number 13, Father of the Bribe. Season 6, episode 5. Bobby and Connie's relationship sadly comes to an end in this episode. Con's bribe to convince Bobby to dump Connie leads to a fake breakup, followed by an overly enthusiastic reunion. In the end, the two teens split up for real. Which, kind of, but not really. You know? Yeah. I mean, we get a little bit of it. But it's a pretty decent episode, and it shows how shitty Con is. Number 14, My Own Private Rodeo, season 6, episode 18. Bobby and Joseph set off to make their dads proud by joining the local rodeo. While Bobby can't wrangle cattle to save his life, he realizes his true calling as a rodeo clown. The shame his friends and family feel washes away when he uses clowning skills to save Joseph's life.
Yeah, they got one of the most dangerous jobs.
Boy, you're not kidding. That is a dangerous job.
And rodeo clown is now like a almost like a slur, I guess, in that community. They call them bullfighters.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely bullfighters.
There's a whole set of competition for them too. Like the guys that do that, there's like a whole set of competitions that they compete in and stuff like that too, like rodeo style competitions. Yeah, for bullfighting. So there's like bullfighting championships and shit like that.
You know, I don't know a lot about rodeo. I've been to a few in my life, but I don't know a lot about it. But we, as a company, are now doing the International Gay Rodeo Association podcast, which I did not realize one of the main people that's involved is in our town. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've kind of enjoyed that. I've kind of thought it was kind of fun.
I'd like to connect with them. You need to connect me with them. I'd love to be on their show. That'd be awesome.
Well, when I first met them, the first thing I told them is, I don't know anything about International Gay Rodeo Association.
I don't know anything about International Gay Rodeo, but I want to know more about it.
I said the only thing I know about it, I learned from King of the Hill. That was it. You know, from that one episode where Dale goes to find his dad. That's really it. And they knew exactly what I was talking about, and we connected over that. It was great. So King of the Hill continues to connect people. Number 15, Bad Girls, What You Gonna Do? Season 7, episode 3. So we've just done this one. Connie's cousin Tid Powell, voiced by Lucy Liu, comes to Arlen and has Bobby wrapped around her finger. When she tricks Bobby into making illicit substances, meth, for his science fair project, only Connie can save him. Yeah, this is funny because, I mean, literally he's making meth. All right, so number 16, I Don't Want to Wait. Season 5, episode 3. Yep.
For our lives to be over. That was a good show.
Bobby graduates from what was that? Tree Hill? One Tree Hill?
Yeah, I think it was One Tree Hill.
Bobby graduates from tween to teen and learns how many complications come with this change. This episode also marks the introduction of Joseph's new character design and voice, which will carry his character throughout the rest of the series. This is basically Joseph's nut drop, is what this is.
No, it's Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
Dawson's Creek. That makes sense.
Dawson's Creek. My bad.
Number 17, Dances with Dogs, season 7, episode 5. We just saw this one. Hank's furious when he discovers Bobby dancing to music with the family dog, Lady Bird. But once he gives it a chance, Hank develops his own passion for the activity. What should have been a hobby that bonded the two hill men quickly becomes a rivalry when Bobby recruits Connie's dog, Doggy, to compete against Hank and Lady Bird in the local dog dancing competition. This is a weird episode, but it is a fun episode. It's one of those where you don't often get Hank and Bobby. Well, you don't normally get Hank and Bobby pitted against each other, you know?
Well, Hank dancing with a dog is funny.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love the fact that even when Hank is dancing with a dog, it still is somewhat traditional. You know, he has to have the traditional music and do the traditional steps and all that stuff. Yeah. But very good episode. All right. Sun Also Rises at number 18, season 7, episode 6. Again, just did it. Hank wishes Bobby could be a star athlete just like him, but for once he embraces one of Bobby's passions. Bobby and Hank enter the world of competitive rose growing. Bobby's carefree and artistic sensibilities clash with Hank's overwhelming competitive nature. Did you like this episode?
Yeah, we just recently covered that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it because they got Hank in a tie-dye T-shirt out there spraying roses.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, these next 4 we have not covered yet. We will get to some of them very soon, though, because the next one is 19. I Never Promised You an Organic Garden play on I've Never Promised You a Rose Garden. Season 7, episode 18. So I think we've got 3 more to go before we get to this. It says, feeling out of place at school, Bobby and Peggy get involved with the Tom Landry Middle School Gardening Club. The pressures of organic gardening get better of Peggy, but Bobby's determined to step up as a team leader and ensure their hard work doesn't go to waste. I don't remember much about this one.
Yeah, I don't either.
Honestly. Now, when we get to it, I'm sure we'll remember a lot about it.
I have to watch it, but I don't remember anything right off top.
Well, here's number 20, also from season 7, episode 23, Witches of East Arlen.
I remember this one because it's like a D&D like episode.
Right. Hank's insistence that Bobby has a thing leads him into the arms of a group of adult nerds who practice witchcraft from their mother's basements. Luckily, Bobby comes to his senses before he drinks a cup full of dog blood. I remember this one just simply because I believe the guy who these days I guess we would call an incel or whatever is David Cross doing the voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
David Cross.
David Cross is fantastic. Yeah, still a very funny guy. He has a podcast that he does on these 2 couches, and it's often like a lot of his comedy friends and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't know you had a podcast.
It's pretty good. Number 21, Rich Hank, Poor Hank. This is future stuff for us. So this is season 8, episode 8.
Yeah.
When parents don't teach their kids about
a theater near you.
When parents don't teach their kids about finances, the little ones can come to crazy conclusions. Hank's so cagey with money talk that Bobby wrongly thinks that Hank's hiding a secret fortune and goes on a wild spending spree. Again, one of those I'm not pulling a lot of because we haven't done it recently, but I tend to remember a little bit about it. And then the last one on our list, number 22, It Came from the Garage. This is way in the future, season 12, episode 21. Hank's excitement about building a boat with Bobby for the local regatta scurries away in fear when a bat takes residence in the garage. Boy, that sounds like a flimsy plot to me. But
that sounds rough.
That is the top 22 Bobby-centric episodes. Boy Ain't Right episodes of all time. I don't know that that's my same list that I would give it. Probably not the same one you would either, but it's a decent one. And again, we think
one of the episodes they left out that I like is when Bobby outcooks Peggy.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good too. That's
the first one that came to mind whenever you said Bobby episodes. That one was probably one of my favorite because of how Hank talks about her food after Bobby starts cooking and how he kind of like tries to deflect Peggy, like the whole thing about her food.
You know, when you think about it, honestly, Black Ant says the bad episode predicted COVID. Rusty says he likes Dancing with Dogs. Nod in there telling us it wasn't Dawson's Creek. Ant said sad they didn't guest on the rodeo episode podcast. Yeah, well, that's all right. We might. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks again for sticking around for a Friday episode.
Yeah.
Again, another Bobby-centric episode coming up next Monday. It will be season 7, episode 16. Again, more Bobby for your money. And so hope that you guys can stick around for that. I think there is just a couple things left to say. You want to tell them where to find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAAKOTH on all social media. That's 3 A's, BWAAAKOTH. And make sure to go drop us an email at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com.
And thanks for being here, guys. We will see you again next time on a Monday. And I think there's just one thing left to say.
Women Tanya.
Women Tanya, indeed.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.